Hey folks, I've got a project that I'm working on here today that I've meant to do for a while now and just kept putting off. I'm going to be installing this brake light modulator on my 1989 Honda Transalps. I've already soldered on 3 of the connectors, as these come from Amazon with no connectors on them. And so that we're not hacking up our wiring, I just wanted to put the matching factory bullet connectors on there. But I thought I would show you the process in case you're unfamiliar with the soldering of these items. First, we're going to take our bare wire and slide our insulation cover that makes it waterproof over it. Get it down on the wire. Take our bullet connector, slide it into where those back 2 tabs are holding our insulation in place for us. Take a pair of needle nose and simply fold the ears down over the insulation. Now I'm going to use my little set of helping hands here. I think these came from Harbor Freight, to clamp down on that end, and I'm going to use my cover for the waterproofing and clamp that on the other side, simply so that we're not biting into the wire. Going to get out a little bit of solder, get out my soldering iron, tip it down in there, and I'm going to wipe it off. This tip has already been tinned, which is essentially just the process of getting a little bit of solder onto it so that the heat transfers better. And I'm going to slide the solder down inside the center to get it to melt the wire onto the wire and onto the physical bullet connector to make our mechanical connection. You're just going to hold the soldering iron on the bottom of the bullet connector until your solder melts and works its way down into that connection, and then allow it to dry or cool. Put our soldering iron back and turn off our soldering iron machine. Unclamp everything. Okay guys, now that we're over here to the bike, I'm going to go ahead and start taking things apart. I suspect most Transalp owners know this step very well. Not that it requires a lot of maintenance, but I do find myself tinkering with things that probably don't need to be tinkered with on this bike. And I think dual sport riders in general are just that way, to be honest with you. We'll go ahead and start getting all of this apart. Take off our side panels. Take off our seat bolts. And remove our seat. Now on this motorcycle, and I think it's actually a common change for these, or a common wiring code for these motorcycles, your green with the yellow stripe is your brake light. So we're going to take our input side, voltage in, we're going to run our positive line to the green and yellow bullet. These can be a little stubborn. Generally, when you buy the new ones, they seem like they're a hair bigger than the factories. Then we're going to take our green and yellow and connect it straight into the positive on the outside. Your black, of course, is ground. And if we look at this little series of wires here, you'll see that the ground is coming off over to here. So we'll unplug that. Plug our grounding wire for the modulator into that. Sorry, having a bit of trouble getting it down in there to stick. There we are. And then we will take the original ground that was plugged into there and go to our harness. I'm going to put you guys on pause and relocate the camera so we can make sure that this works before we find a mounting position. I'll be right back. Okay folks, moment of truth. We'll see what we have with it hooked up into the system. If this is helping you out and you've appreciated it, please hit like and subscribe. It'll help me to continue to create content to show you how to do things. Now let's get to it. All right, we've got power and we have brake modulator. So there you go. Now we get to see how it all worked out. And if you'll give me just a moment, I'm going to pause you and I'll figure out a mounting point and show you where I've decided to mount it. Okay guys, I'm back and I've decided I'm just going to go ahead and mount this along the wheel well. I've already gone ahead and cleaned it off with a shop rag and some rubbing alcohol. Flip this over and use this as adhesive pad that came with these. Get it mounted along the back there. Get the other piece off. And I think I'm just going to go right here with it. That way it should be out of the way of the seat. Nothing should bother it. And there we've got a good solid mount for everything wired into the system without chopping up any of our system wiring harness or things like that. So if you choose at some point to take it out or it tears up on you, it'll be very easy to replace. Thank you all for joining me. If you have any suggestions on things that you would like to see, please let me know. And I'll link everything below. Have a good day, guys.